couple months ago, I interacted with a friend who told me that she just found out she's autistic and she's like in her 30s. And then I had a client like 2 weeks ago share that they just realized that they're autistic and like did the test and all the things. And I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm like, I love that you understand yourself better. Like understanding these things will help you not think you're crazy when you're having any sensory overload or you need to stammer and all these things. But I did not ever like take a moment to self-reflect and be like, oh, do you have any of these traits? So one thing I've noticed is when I am overstimulated, didn't realize this was a thing because I lived a couple years of my life in overstimulation and then got autoimmune disorder or disease or whatever you want to call it. But I do not handle overstimulation well, and I have to have a routine and I have to do everything exactly the same every single day. I am talking like down to what music I listen to when I wake up, what books I read, the time I give myself to get ready, then the work I do each day, the order I do it each day, the workout each day, like the vitamins, I don't know. I am just very much, I always thought it was just regimented. Well, what if my regimented self that I thought was just, wow, you're so strong, you're so structured, is actually I am a little autistic. I'm not saying that for any sort of attention or any sort of, oh, I'm sorry about whatever. No. I just want to understand myself better because I think it would be good to know for the way I create and flow in my days, but also like important to know as I engage in relationships and dating, certain things don't make sense to me. Like, freak me out right away too early in a relationship. I have all these weird quirks, and I'm just curious if I do have any autistic queer women out there who are watching. Do you recognize anything in me that would be autistic? And if you are autistic, can you share with me what those symptoms are? What does that look like? What does it feel like for you? The reason why this is very, very clear to me to start asking questions is at the last retreat. Now, I'm really good at like holding it down, even if I'm overstimulated. Obviously, I'm in entertainment. This is what I do. And I'm really good as a leader. I do my job very well. And I had the best time with my lesbians. But as someone who I think is autistic, I'm navigating all the emotions, all of the resort stuff, all the things. I'm managing everything. And then on the last day, we go to a drumming circle, which I thought would be super fun and spiritual. But my body, as I'm drumming, wanted to, and this is so freaking weird, and I Googled it, and apparently this is a thing. My body wanted to run out of the room. Like it was like this strangest feeling, like I cannot keep drumming. And so I had to close my eyes because there was like, the teacher had us doing like different rhythms. So like one person was doing da, 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 and the other one was going da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so I wanted to run out of the room. I wanted to just bolt, but I'm leading the retreat and all of these lovely lesbians are around me playing their drums and we're all experiencing trying something challenging and new together. And so I look over at them and I'm smiling, but like my body wanted to run. And then the weirdest thing happened. I felt like I was going to throw up. As I tried to stick with the rhythms, or when they would change the rhythms up for us, it would feel as if I was on the spinning cups at Disney World. And back whenever I was in music school, I was in harp performance. Now playing as a soloist, loved it. The orchestra or the band or the symphonic winds, playing with a group of people made me so anxious. Now, if you know anything about the harp, playing a solo harp piece is 20 times harder than playing in the orchestra. In the orchestra, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, the harp literally just waits for their moment, ping, waits for their moment, whatever. But there's a lot of counting involved. And I would always say like rhythm really like it hurts my head, but I didn't know like what that meant. And I always I know I'm not a failure, but like I quit music school to study fashion, and I had no intention of doing anything with fashion and marketing, and I still don't do anything with fashion. I mean, I guess I'm good at marketing, but I always felt like I failed because I was in school so young on full scholarship and I didn't continue on. And I got so anxious. I got so unhappy. And it honestly made me depressed. And so I'm looking back at this going, oh my God, what if there's like triggering sounds for me? But it's interesting because I can listen to music. It's interesting. I can go to a show. But when I'm having to participate in the creation of sounds with other people, I get anxious. When people say, I want to jam out with you, I want to play the harp with you, I want to do, I'm like, my body like rejects it. And I cannot explain what it feels like other than it feels like I'm going to vomit. It feels like you're spinning, like your stomach's on a roller coaster, even if your eyes are seeing straight. So I'm curious, is that a thing? Can someone tell me if they experience this too? And if it's not autism, is it something else? Could it just be some anxiety? I don't know. But it's weird to me that it keeps happening with rhythm. It's also weird that I keep having I want to say like at least in the last year, 3 clients who have come forward to tell me that they are autistic. And I never thought about it. But I literally live an isolated life. Like I do my work. I talk to a lot of people through a screen. It's just a little bit to process there. Tell me what you know. And if you're like, no, it's totally something else, then share what that is. Because at this point, I'm just really curious about trying to understand myself. I don't know, but I'm looking to go get an official diagnosis or ask a real doctor about anything because honestly, what would that do? At the end of the day, I just want to understand if these are the symptoms, these are the symptoms, and I don't need someone to say you're this or you're that. I just want to understand so I could give myself a little more grace because I've been very hard on myself my whole life. And I think part of, if it is autism, the rigidity in my schedule has been a blessing because it's helped me build my lesbian dating platform. It's helped me build my life. It's helped me be a very structured person who does what she says and mean what she says and follows through. But it also contributes to incredible anxiety if I don't stick to that rigid schedule and if I am not, I would like to understand it. If this is something that has to do with autism, how do you allow yourself grace other than the only thing I could think of is allowing myself a little bit more like breaks, and when I feel myself getting overwhelmed to just put on like some EMDR or something and just lay down, which is also interesting because as long as the EMDR is like quiet and peaceful, I like having things on both sides and it relaxes me, yet having too complex of a rhythm stresses me out. I don't know. Maybe this all means nothing. Someone out here knows though. Y'all tell me.